So even as India is pushing for peace, saying military conflict is never the solution, the reality is this, that in the last few days, we've been seeing this war not just intensifying, escalating, but also the theater of war expanding. It's no longer limited to just three countries of America, Israel, and Iran. It had quickly escalated, but not just across the Middle East, but now threatening to inch closer also to mainland Europe. What am I talking about? Let's break that down for you as well. It began with Israel, the primary target of Iran's missile barrage. But then right after that, Tehran's attacks are also expanded across the Gulf to US bases, whether it's in Qatar, followed by Bahrain, Kuwait, so-called friendly neighbors of Iran. It led to a lot of questions about whether Iran is also alienating itself. Then there were unprecedented strikes on the UAE, including, of course, those now viral pictures of what happened to Dubai, what's happened in Abu Dhabi. The wave continued westwards. Jordan was hit, Saudi Arabia, Iraq was hit. Another country dragged into that conflict is Lebanon, struck by Israel while targeting Hezbollah positions. There's also been counterfire in the sense that Hezbollah too has been hitting out at some targets in Israel. And along the Gulf Coast, this escalation has moved. There are strikes that have been reported in Oman. But let's also tell you about the latest updates. Missiles reached Cyprus, and that was a warning signal in itself. In the last 24 hours, this escalation and this war has moved into Turkey, and now it appears to be spreading even further. Azerbaijan today claims that it was targeted by Iranian drone strikes, signaling just how rapidly this conflict is widening across the region. Azerbaijan also has confirmed that particular strike and have said that they will see what kind of a response they must give. This right here is the concern. The worry is that it won't be limited to just a few countries. It spreads very fast. This escalation, that's exactly what's playing out days into that war. But let's tell you about what really happened earlier when the United States did confirm in a detailed press briefing last night that they've brought down an Iranian warship. And there's quite a bit of alarm over this in India as well. Till now, the battle was largely fought in the skies, but now even the seas are no longer safe. An American submarine sank an Iranian warship, and this was in the Indian Ocean, very, very close to India, just off the coast of Sri Lanka. Around 180 sailors were believed to be on board. At least 80 are confirmed dead. And there are growing fears that this single strike could open a new dangerous front at sea, turning this conflict into a far wider naval war. And for India too, there have been several questions which we'll address about whether India could have done something. Should there be a message of condolence from India? We'll break that down. But first, take a look at all those updates.
The United States and its partners have launched Operation Epic Fury,
the most lethal, most complex, and most precise aerial operation in history.
Our military in the Middle East is undertaking an unprecedented operation to eliminate Iran's ability to threaten Americans, as they've been doing for nearly half a century. We are also sinking the Iranian Navy, the entire Navy.
The West Asia war is now playing right in India's backyard. The conflict is spiraling as far as Indian Ocean. After the United States forces intensified a dramatic naval offensive against Iran. A US submarine torpedoed and sank the Iranian frigate IRIS Dina off the coast of Sri Lanka. Drone images released by the Pentagon shows the chilling moment of impact. The warship is seen cruising across calm international waters before a massive explosion hits it near the stern, sending a towering plume of water, fire and debris into the air. Around 180 crew members were reportedly on board. Dozens were killed, while search teams from Sri Lanka rescued several from the sea. This was the first sinking of an enemy ship by torpedo by the US since the Second World War. The frigate had just taken part in the Milan International Fleet review in Visakhapatnam, hosted by the Indian Navy, and was headed back when it was hit in international waters. Iran's Foreign Minister Syed Abbas Arrachi blasted the strike as an atrocity at sea, highlighting that Dina was Indian Navy's guest and warning that the United States has set a dangerous precedent. He added that it would bitterly regret the attack. Sri Lankan MP Naval Rajapaksa warned that war in the Indian Ocean is deeply concerning and says peace and stability must remain the priority.
It doesn't matter whether it's Iranian submarine or it was sunk by the US or any other part, but what matters now at the moment is the security in our region and also in the Indian Ocean. And I think this is something that has to be seriously considered by the nations around Sri Lanka, also India and other nations as to what is happening in Indian Ocean at this given time.
In a separate strike, a Shaheed Soleimani-class corvette was destroyed by the US in the Strait of Hormuz near Iran's coast.
We sunk their prize ship, the Soleimani. Looks like POTUS got him twice. Their Navy not a factor. Pick your adjective, it is no more. In fact, yesterday, in the Indian Ocean, an American submarine sunk an Iranian warship that thought it was safe in international waters.
The vessels are named after Qasem Soleimani, the Iranian commander killed in a US strike ordered by Donald Trump in Baghdad in 2020. According to US Central Command, the naval campaign has already destroyed more than 20 Iranian vessels, signaling a dramatic escalation in the widening conflict.
To date, we've hit over 2,000 targets, as Admiral Cooper said in his video last night. We've destroyed more than 20 Iranian naval vessels, including, in addition to the frigate outside of the area, one submarine, and effectively neutralized at this point in time Iran's major naval presence in theater out there.
From the Strait of Hormuz to the Indian Ocean, the waters are heating up, and with both sides digging in, the risk of a wider global confrontation is greater than ever before. Bureau Report, India Today.